Welcome to the finale. Hey guys, it's CL, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I make brand new Critical Role recaps every Monday at noon. I would be happy to have you join the party. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and hit the Bertrand bell to be notified of future videos. Now, without further ado, let's discuss the third episode of Candela Obscura. Here we go, guys. It's finale time. Kinda. The episode opens as a man in an emerald suit leads a group of his followers to a gate made of black marble. He creates a purple glimmering portal where a creature resembling a long clump of roots emerges and proceeds to steal the face off one of those people. Around the emerald suit man's neck is an amulet, a magical artifact that can control the face-stealing monstrosity. It's been a week since their last go out, but the group of the Vassal in the Veil are summoned by Candela member Edmund Hornsby, a friend of Alexandra. Seems she's currently preoccupied with other magical matters. I don't know what with though. What could be more important than Mr. Augie? Anyway, part of the group go to gather Charlie, who's staying with Gertrude, the woman she's been visiting, and tells her story about how she joined Candela. She talks about how she didn't really get along with her family and that they didn't strive to be more. One day, when she was heading home to tell them what's what, as she's not taking their shit anymore, a crack in the sky appeared, and a strong wind just blew the house up into the open cavity and it resealed itself, taking her family away. The party then meet at Howard's, and Edmund tells them that Cara Bellman has not returned home but is actually staying with her uncle and had recently reached out to her bandmate. If you don't remember Cara, she was a prime suspect in the unleashing of that beast in the last episode. Edmund asks them to go talk to her and see what she may know about the Red Hand. Uncle Vincent Bellman, who keeps Bellman in Chapel Orchard, lives by the Scarlet Woods, and the group take a train out there. There's a funny part where Matt describes the train rocking back and forth, and both Ashley and Laura are rocking along. I love it. They stop at the edge of the Scarlet Forest, which gets its name from the sap within the trees there. It's actually a popular hallucinogenic. Augie actually uses his stolen periphery badge to grill one of the train employees about what the train carries, and is able to get some info on who runs the shipping ledgers, who's a person named Tori Lenz. Not exactly relevant, but hey, just in case, I'm going to slip it in there. The circle arrive at the orchard and meet Uncle Bellman, and they use the guise of checking up on Cara for her bandmate, Theodore, and learn that she showed up without warning and that she had been estranged from her uncle for 5 or 6 years. After a successful roll, they're allowed inside, and while Augie attempts to break into Cara's room after repeated no answers, Arlo accidentally fires a shotgun while going through a shelf. Once inside, though, they discover the room is covered in bleed, and when they reached out to her, they see she has no face. However, there's still a heartbeat. She's alive. Upon searching the candlelit room, they find a weathered envelope that is blank and attempt to use fire to reveal its secret message. Which, they had sort of the right idea. The message was actually written in bleed, and using the detector, they read the message that says, "The 4 pharaohs are on us. Meet at the Brinewash 7. In a few weeks, Dorna will appear for her forgiveness," aka the letters from Dorna. The pharaohs are a base operations for Candela Obscura, aka they're talking about the Vassal in the Veil being on their track. And as they try to piece it together, a 13-foot tall monster made of roots appears as the oil of the lamp finally gives out. Arlo is able to bait it away from her friends, and they make their way to the window as their doorway is blocked. Augie takes a body falling out onto the ground below, and Charlie takes a body using her ghost knife with orange sigils that she used to stab the monster, but then takes a bleed as it wraps a branching hand around her face and takes another as she frees herself. Having waited outside and knocked the uncle unconscious when he heard the gunshot from earlier, Howard takes a bleed as the monster grabs him once everyone's out of the window, including Cara's unconscious body. Augie shoots a lantern above it and the fire catches and wraps around the monster. They grab the bodies and run, Charlie taking a third body as the monster catches up. Arlo plays bait again and takes a brain in fear, but Howard is able to make a highly flammable potion, the perfect thing to repel it. However, Arlo fails at throwing it and douses Augie in it. She then takes a bleed as the monster wraps around her and can read that it's from beyond the flare and that it isn't here entirely on its own will, aka the amulet we learned about earlier. She can also tell it's tethered to a portal of sorts. And before her face is stolen, Augie's able to throw his doused coat and set it afire on the monster, earning them a getaway. After waking up Vincent, who sees Kara's face and lets them take her because holy shit, what would he do without that? They return to the Gilded Rainbow and place the girl in the care of Reggie. Arlo uses her ancient text to learn that the monster is something called a snatcher, beings who were maybe once people or maybe they were something the Flare crafted, but they're different kinds that steal different things. It could be ambitions, passions, even faces. They're known as vibrant and excitable collectors. Charlie asks about the Pharaohs, which is the name we heard earlier, and apparently it's a place between the realms that Candela can go to research, but it's hard to get into, so we won't be able to utilize it this time. Reggie gives Arlo a gun, this will be useful later, and Charlie lead the group to enlist the help of Deacon to help her find the Brainwash 7. Down on the Harbor District, there are actually 12 warehouses. That was easy. Also, it seems that Charlie and Deacon are kind of a thing, and he kindly gifts her a gun and Howard an axe. The Circle find the 7th warehouse, sneak in, Augie immediately getting caught after falling several feet off a ladder, I guess? It was kind of like a upper stairs thing. And he and Charlie find Dorna waiting there with 2 guards amongst a bunch of papers and maps. And Dorna is sporting some knotted slug-like legs from her experience with the last monster they fought. Charlie lies about being with Candela, which the woman sort of believes, and she needs help with transporting people. Apparently, though, it's her who wants help escaping, as she believes Lycus, the emerald-suited man from earlier, has gone crazy from his obsession with the Flare. Upon noticing the papers, Arlo throws an exploding potion and chaos ensues. The Snatcher appears and grabs Dorna. Augie grabs the maps and notes from her instead of helping her, which I loved, and the guards try to fight it off with bullets, but fail, and Dorna becomes faceless. Augie misses throwing a lantern, and the warehouse starts catching fire. But luckily, Arlo is able to turn the lights on overhead, and the monster lets go of Charlie and begins screaming. They grab the artifacts and maps and stuff and head back to the bookstore. The map that they found mentions Van Helter Junkyard, which is a cover for an underground cavern. After heading there and bribing the man who runs it, they find it to be Old Fair. Once down, Arlo takes bleed following a trail, and her ward soaks it up. They find the partially crumpled temple as they follow a purple light and find the portal, a black void of absentness. And coming through it is Lycus, eyes sunken in, pupils shining gold. He mentions to Arlo that Edward has seen them too, that they know nothing beyond this world, but that this group can't move forward. They now know too much about his plans. And Charlie shoots the amulet around his neck as the monster appears at his will. Arlo takes a scar doing a ritual to make the portal explode, trapping the monster here. It and the faces within that they begin to notice all scream. Augie takes 2 body from the explosion, and Charlie takes a body and is knocked unconscious after missing a shot at Lycus, and the monster knocks her into a wall as retaliation. Howard sets his axe aflame and hits the beast with it, but it gives him a bleed and a body hit in return. Augie shoots Lycus in the chest. The amulet is cracked as he retrieves it, but he still has control. Arlo looks up from her ritual, and we see her eye is now black, and there is now an orange eye that is in her hand where the hole was. Augie shoots the amulet, and it shatters, and one by one, as Lycus escapes, and the monster is unleashed, the party is mowed down. Charlie is out. Arlo is out. Augie is out. And no matter how much the cast beg, Howard runs back at it instead of leaving, and tries to rip Arlo's face from it, and it works. As Howard loses his face, pulling hers free, she awakens, taking another scar as she manifests light into the room. Both eyes are now black, and she takes a shot using the gun to drop a light onto it, killing it. And as the monster withers, it reveals itself to be Edward, her lost fiancé, before he too is gone. That was the story of the Vassal and the Veil. By the way, Arlo can now see the blue weird spirit that Howard mentioned in the, epilogue of sorts of episode 2. And Augie now has an obsidian-scarred face from the portal breaking, and a milky eye. Dorna is probably dead, according to Matt. But some of the other lost faces return to their owners. I think it's cool how this game forces you to change your character. Everything you do has repercussions. Tell me, did you like this little series they did, and are you excited for Chapter 2? Let me know if you want me to continue covering this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my recaps of Campaign 3 on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Good day, my friends.